The cleaning lady accidentally saw that a girl who had come to the company to meet a client had torn a large hole in her sleeve after it got caught on a ladder. But at that moment, the client waiting for her upstairs was still expecting her, and the girl was so anxious that she had no idea what to do. Just then, the kind cleaning lady took out the needle and thread she carried with her. Not only did she carefully mend the obvious tear for the girl, she also cleverly embroidered a lucky clover over the damaged spot. But the cleaning lady had no idea that this girl was actually the CEO's daughter. Seeing that the woman in front of her was down to earth and kind, and around the same age as her single father, the girl suddenly came up with the idea of introducing her to him. However, when the cleaning lady saw the CEO's face, she suddenly felt that he looked extremely familiar. It turned out that 1 year earlier, the girl had worried herself sick over her father's remarriage. She knew it had not been easy for her father to raise her all by himself, so before going abroad, she made a big scene and held a matchmaking event for her father, hoping he would choose a woman to become her stepmother. But her father said he had not taken a liking to a single one of them. His daughter then threatened him, saying that if he did not find her a stepmother, she would refuse to go abroad to study. Left with no choice, the CEO went to the marriage registration office to try his luck and happened to meet a woman who had come from the countryside to the city in order to get official residency in the city. She was spending money everywhere to find someone willing to enter a contract marriage with her, but the person she had originally made a deal with suddenly raised the price on the spot, increasing the fee from $10,000 to $50,000. The CEO could not stand watching this, so he took the initiative and offered to register a marriage with her for free. Just like that, one person wanted to reassure his daughter, and the other needed city residency. The two of them got their marriage certificate that very same day. Because the CEO suddenly had to go abroad to handle work, he gave the woman the Patek Philippe watch he always wore and promised that after he returned, he would definitely make it up to her properly. After saying this, he left in a hurry. Afterward, carrying the money she had gotten from selling her old house, the woman went to her son's home in the city, only to be looked down on by her daughter-in-law. Her daughter-in-law even wanted to marry her mother-in-law off to an elderly rich man in exchange for a bride price payment she could use for herself. The woman handed over the money and said that after the child was born, she could help take care of the baby. But after taking the money, her daughter-in-law actually drove her straight out of the house. At that moment, her son chased after her. The woman thought he had come to ask her to go back, but unexpectedly, her son said, "Since you've already remarried, you'd better not contact us again from now on. Otherwise, my wife will be unhappy." Watching her son walk away, the woman's heart completely shattered. Just then, she received a message on her phone. It was from the CEO, asking her to meet him before he left. But the moment she got distracted while looking at her phone, a truck came speeding toward her. The CEO waited at the agreed meeting place for a long time, but the woman never showed up. He mistakenly thought she had regretted the marriage, so he told the driver to leave. Just like that, he brushed right past the woman as she lay by the side of the road. 1 year later, although the woman's body had already recovered, the lingering effects of the car accident had made her completely forget what the CEO looked like. She had been staying at her younger sister's home. In order to make a living, the woman, who had little education, had no choice but to work as a cleaning lady at a company. That day, the CEO returned from abroad and immediately came to inspect the company. All the employees hurried over to welcome him. The woman just felt that this man looked somewhat familiar, but her coworker told her not to think too much about it. What the coworker did not know was that the woman and the CEO were already legally married. But after the CEO's daughter returned to the country, she discovered that the wife her father had promised to find was not living at home at all. She did not even know what her stepmother looked like. She had only seen the cover of the marriage certificate. In order to make sure her father had someone by his side, the daughter insisted that her father bring her stepmother home. Because they had been in such a rush when they registered their marriage, the CEO could no longer even remember the woman's face clearly. He called the woman, but before she could even answer the phone, the manager who had just arrived saw her. The manager angrily scolded the woman for making a phone call during work hours. On top of that, she accused her of leaving her post without permission and decided on the spot to deduct her perfect attendance bonus for the month. Before the woman could explain, the manager spoke again, claiming that older cleaning workers from the countryside like her were already difficult to manage, and that she only knew how to slack off and play tricks to avoid work. She even said the woman was slow and clumsy, and that having someone like her there only dragged down the company's image. This scene happened to be seen by the CEO. He fired the manager on the spot and asked the woman for her name. When he heard that familiar name, the CEO suddenly felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. Just then, his assistant reminded him that the gifts for bringing his wife home had already been prepared. The CEO then took the gifts and went to look for his wife according to the address left behind 1 year ago, planning to bring her back in a grand and proper way. When the CEO saw that her living conditions were so simple and shabby, he felt a wave of guilt. Realizing that he owed her far too much over the past year, he made up his mind to make things right with her. He immediately called her and said that he was the man she had married at the registry office 1 year ago. However, after he said his name, the woman instantly froze, because his name was exactly the same as her company's CEO. At that moment, the woman's younger sister's husband was beside her, calling his wife to come eat. But on the other end of the phone, the CEO only heard a man calling out wife, so he mistakenly thought the woman had already gotten together with someone else. So the next day, he contacted a divorce lawyer, planning to completely cut ties with the woman. Meanwhile, the woman had just gotten off work when she passed by a hotel and accidentally saw a poster for her grandson's first birthday celebration. She hurriedly ran over to prepare to celebrate her grandson's birthday. She immediately took out the gold bracelet she had prepared in advance, but when her daughter-in-law saw her wearing a cleaning uniform, she pushed her away in public, saying she was covered in germs. She even suspected that the gold bracelet had come from a suspicious source. Her daughter-in-law's mother also mocked her from nearby, saying that a woman from the countryside like her was not worthy of being connected to their family by marriage. She then proudly bragged that the richest man's own company was about to acquire their hotel. But they never could have imagined that the richest man was actually the woman's husband from her whirlwind marriage. Faced with their vicious insults, the woman felt deeply hurt and bitterly disappointed, so she was about to leave. But her daughter-in-law's mother suddenly falsely accused her, claiming that she was not connected to their family by marriage at all, but was actually a thief who had come there to steal. She even claimed that her own gold bracelet was missing and that it must be inside the woman's bag. The daughter-in-law snatched the woman's bag and dumped everything inside onto the floor. A Patek Philippe watch rolled out onto the ground, instantly drawing everyone's attention. Her daughter-in-law could not believe that a mere cleaning lady could possibly own such a limited edition watch. The woman explained that it had been given to her by the person she married, but no one believed that a cleaning lady could marry a rich man. Just then, a hotel employee recognized the watch and knew that in the entire city, only the CEO had one like it. So the employee immediately reported the matter to the CEO's assistant. After the CEO found out, he suspended the meeting on the spot. Meanwhile, the daughter-in-law still refused to let it go. She believed that since the gold bracelet had not been found in the bag, it must be hidden somewhere on the woman's body. As she spoke, she reached out and tried to search through the woman's clothes. Unable to tolerate it any longer, the woman shoved her away. Her daughter-in-law's mother was furious and cursed at the woman, yelling that a filthy cleaning lady like her actually dared to push her daughter. Seeing this, the son hurriedly asked the woman if she was okay. But his mother-in-law ordered the security guards to hold both mother and son down. Then she and her daughter personally started tearing at the woman's clothes to search for the gold bracelet. At the critical moment, a powerful shout rang out from the hotel entrance. "Stop! Let's see who dares lay a hand on my wife." Everyone turned toward the voice and saw the CEO storming in with his bodyguards. The woman's savior had finally arrived, and this time, he was not just there to protect her, he was there to make everyone who humiliated her pay.